Here we go. Stories, of course, are based on ideas, Hansda. And ideas in these times are becoming more or less tools to serve certain narratives that are being built. No? And does that ever hamper the way that you write or the topics that you choose to write on?
It does. It does. Till Adivasi Will Not Dance happened in 2015, or rather, the controversy around Adivasi Will Not Dance happened in 2017. I was just, I was just trying to speak what was in my mind. But after that, yes, it does. It does. Yeah. Nowadays, I'm like weighing.
Yeah, I was about to ask
Yes.
that before writing, do you second guess how it will be received? Is there a double checking of ideas, etc.?
Yes, it does now.
Would you call it fear as well?
Hesitation, yes, not exactly fear, because there's no point in being afraid.
Sure.
But yes, hesitation, yes, and hesitation can be for a number of things, and not just fear.
Sure.
Hesitation can be also because of not using the right words, not using the right sentences which might be grammatically right, spelling mistakes and all. Even that would cause you hesitation. So what I do nowadays is, after having written work, I send it to some of my friends who I trust. I tell them I have done this story, I've done this essay, and this is for this, and this is for this. I give them a background, and then I tell them, you read this piece of mine, and then you tell me honestly what you think about it. So
yeah, thinking, I think it's, I've been asking this consistently to authors, that today information and knowledge, the line between them is getting increasingly blurred, because there's just so much passive information out there that
so much,
the effort of, to me, knowledge is an active pursuit, isn't it? You get information that is passive,
yes.
and you work actively towards converting it into knowledge, but more and more information is being passed off as knowledge. Do you think...
more and more unfiltered information.
Yes. Yes. Do you think that is detrimental to the creation of art in any sense?
There can be a nice story about what you call it unfiltered information. About so I wouldn't say detrimental, because art, it's all about being inspired, all about creating. So if unfiltered information in some way tries to give birth to to a very powerful essay or a powerful story, it isn't detrimental. But yes, when you look at the entire society or the effect that this unfiltered information has on all of us, then it's detrimental.
But do you think second guessing, as you said, that now you're obliged to sort of send it to other people to read, etc., etc. Would you call that shrinking of the creative space?
I wouldn't call it shrinking of the creative space. I'll just call it being practical. I'll just call it being practical, because my friends, they do not just tell me what they think about the contents of the work. They also sort of critique that work in in a constructive manner, and they tell me this sentence is not right, or maybe you should have explained this thing more. You are giving a lot of explanation towards the end of this work, while you should have provided all those information in the beginning of the work itself, so that people might understand what you're talking about. So I get all these inputs, and yeah, it is a practical thing to do, not shrinking.
Excellent. Yeah. And I think that's sort of a natural progression to the next question I was about to ask, which is that what's the practical advice that you'd like to give to people who are writing right now and trying to find their own voice? Because you seem to have found it in a sense. And also
wait, I really haven't found my own voice. I'm just experimenting with voices.
Okay, sure. So what would your advice be to people who are on that same journey as yours?
To anyone who is writing, to anyone who is creating art, creating literature, I will tell them to have patience. Because you cannot gain, a story or an essay or a song in just one go. You have to keep on creating several drafts, 3-4 drafts, maybe 4-5 drafts. And then when that work is ready to go out into the world, when it is actually complete, you will understand, you will know it automatically that yes, now it looks perfect, not exactly perfect, near perfect. Now I can show it to others. Now if I send it out to others, less people will hate it. So, and this also happens with me. Like, I'm not satisfied with just 1 or 2 drafts. I just keep on writing.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's important. Patience, and if you have the patience to listen to this, there's a lot that you can take away from this conversation.
And Sarthak, there's one more thing I want to add to
Yes,
this.
please.
At this point, I have written how many? 6 books already. Okay, so if I send a pitch to anyone, once I've written something and I send a pitch, I can be sure that yes, I will receive a positive, reply from that particular editor or that particular person to who I have sent this proposal. That yes, you may send your work to me and I will read it and see how it is. This is not possible for people who are writing for just starting out. So that is a privilege which I have, and I acknowledge this. And because of this, I try to remind myself that I'm still not better. I will be better if I keep on trying, keep on creating new drafts, keep on creating new versions. So it is this, that you cannot be happy at once all of a sudden. You have to keep on repeating the procedure and keep on working on it in new ways and have patience. That's what I can say.
Words of wisdom. You got that. You write that down, and if you want to write things down, that's how you do it. Hansda Sowvendra Shekhar, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Sarthak.
If you enjoyed that, do let us know. Subscribe, comment. You know what to do. Follow us on social media, of course. That's important. Teamwork Arts podcast is what you're listening to, and remember to think a little about what you've heard, because that's a good activity to start with. Thank you very much for listening to Teamwork Arts podcast. What's going to happen next? Well, for that, you just have to follow us on social media, won't you? Thank you for listening. This is the Teamwork Arts podcast.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you.